Welcome, welcome, welcome. 239 Uncensored Living, Southwest Florida and beyond. And we have the lovely Shannon Livingston in here today. Shannon, it's been a while since we did one of these lives. How are you doing?
I know. I'm doing very well. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. You're very proper today.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, it's this jumpsuit. I feel like very restrictive.
Yeah, you feel restrictive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then when you go pee, you have to take the whole thing off.
Oh, geez. You jump
So it's
out
like,
of it?
Like all in. You got to jump out.
Jump out?
That's why they call it a jumpsuit.
Jump out.
You got to like jump around to pee.
Yeah. So if you notice, we got like a little cool little logo. We got a little, Diana did a great job. Yeah, a little Santa hat on our logo. I think that's pretty cool. You know, very creative. Our producer, Diana, who just didn't want to hook up the camera today. So, but she has a reason. But she has a reason. She's all business today.
She's just tired of your shit.
Yeah, well, probably. I'm a mean boss.
I imagine.
Yeah, I'm a mean boss. I'm just like cracking the whip.
You're pretty mean to me, and I don't even work for you.
Well, just because,
Because what?
Because, you kind of just like stroll in and, like, I want this, I want that.
That's my job.
Yeah.
To demand perfection.
She's tough.
In everything that you do.
Yeah, she's tough.
Well, I thought we were going to have our new setup, and then you give me this whole bullshit story about a calendar. I said, where's the new table? The new table.
You never asked for it. I told you we got the table.
It's my story. I will tell it how I choose.
You go ahead and tell it.
So, you've been talking up this new setup, which I'm very excited about. And then you said, "Are you going to turn that music?"
I'm going to turn you. I'm turning you. What were you going to say? Yeah. That's a good idea, right? What was it? Go ahead one more time.
I hate that you have control over the soundboard.
I know. You look at it.
I hate it. I'm going to put an oven mitt on your right hand, and then you can't touch it.
Oven mitt finger. Now go ahead.
Maybe an of gloves.
Go ahead. You're saying I come in.
I have no idea. I have no train of thought.
So we're gonna have a new look, a little bit of a new look. But
so you've been talking at this table. You tell me that it's in. I think I'm gonna walk into this exciting new studio, and this Santa hat is exciting. I don't mean to minimize that. Thank you so much, Diana. Really good job. I do love the Santa hat, but there is no new table. So you say, "Oh no, we're gonna wait for January because it's the new year," and I say, "I don't understand that. What is the point of that? I still don't understand that. What is the point?
Because I think that we should start out 2022 with a bang, a new set, new look. We're going to take it to the next level, 2022.
New look. Are you going to get extensions?
Yeah, I might get purple extensions. The Shannon. Come back with the color. Come back with the color.
All right.
You're kind of like looking over at you.
Am I boring now?
Well, is bland a nice word?
Like PTA.
Is bland a nice word?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not
you
when
look
you're
bland.
talking about, I don't look bland.
Wow.
I like anything but bland. And my boobs are out today. So that's a bonus.
You got a hair over.
There's so much hair. There you go.
Keep
I'll throw it aside.
Shannon. My aunt watches a video, so Aunt Mona. So gotta behave myself.
For me.
Yeah, oh gosh. Yes.
We're very close on Facebook. She's a nun.
Yep.
And I do follow her, and she follows a lot of my stuff. And she, she doesn't judge me like you do.
Well, I don't really judge you. I judge you for the good things.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's true.
There's a few.
But I feel more like, Mona's closer to God. Like, she's got the direct line. And so if she accepts me, I'm good.
She's got a connection there. It's
Yeah.
Definitely my Aunt Mona is my fave. So she's good. Yeah. So last week you called me on Monday or texted me on Monday. I'm gone to Friday. I'm gone for the week. I mean,
I'm going out of town.
How does that work?
Well, I have a job, and sometimes they make me do it. Not all the time.
Does that job pays better than this one? Obviously.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. This pays in like lunch every 3 weeks, which is wonderful. I am very appreciative. Love the tater tots, but my landlord doesn't accept that. So no, my regular job of slinging those home warranties. We had a regional meeting.
Old Republic.
Whoop, whoop. Home protection.
Yes, home protection.
And we had a regional meeting where all the people in the region, so like up to Ohio and Louisiana and all over, we all came together to, I guess, I don't know, talk, meet, strategize.
For like a whole week.
No, for 3 days.
Oh, okay.
I came back on Wednesday.
Oh, you snuck in.
I didn't have to sneak in.
Because you said I'm gone from Monday to Friday.
I said Monday to Wednesday.
Well, I think
I saw when I was gone that you did the wine tasting with Gianluca.
Yeah, Gianluca Corso is the man. He's
He
good.
is
He's
so fun to watch, and you're going to start incorporating a regular bit with him, I hope.
Well, we're gonna definitely do something because he's fun, right? Anybody's fun, and then but I want to do though. What we're gonna incorporate is fun things on the show where we can actually do show and tell.
Mm-hmm. What do
you
mean
remember that when you
tell?
were? So if you're bringing in wine, we'll do some wine tasting. We'll maybe make cookies, pizza, again, whatever we got to do. So everything is legal.
Why does it have to be legal?
Yeah, because if when I'm gone, you can do the illegal days because I'm above board, always making sure I'm doing the right thing.
But I am on the registry in Florida, and so cannabis is legal for me. So I could bring in like bongs and all sorts of things.
Well,
yes,
yeah,
it's
but
legal.
You can't smoke in a drug-free environment, workplace.
This isn't a drug-free. This is a smoke-free environment.
Yeah,
I could vape.
Just what we need, Shannon.
I'm
vaping.
eating a gummy right now. You can't stop me.
Oh God!
You can't stop me.
God! Getting me. So yeah. So your weekend? What'd you do this weekend?
But really, before we get off the cannabis thing, can you imagine how crazy I would be if I didn't smoke weed all day? Like if I was, I mean, really, just
we don't know that.
Not
What's your
medicated,
baseline?
What would I be like?
What's your baseline?
It's terrible. You would not like me at all.
Oh.
I would be way more hyper.
Well,
so this weekend I did nothing but work.
But tell me about the Tinder though. I mean, this weekend? So Tinder dates. Remember, Tinder. We are raffling off Shannon on Tinder. So if you're watching,
there are no takers.
Oh my! Don't lie to me. I know you got the Tinders blown up.
Everybody wants to be on the show. They don't necessarily want to be on the show to talk about me. They just have their own ideas of what they think they could do on the show. So they think it's like an audition for them to be on the show.
And you don't want to do that.
To be a star, not like to date me. So the whole thing was we set up this Tinder profile, and we were going to have people come on and talk about like why they wanted to go out on a date with me. But it turns out no one does. So
I don't believe that.
No, I don't. They're not calling it dating. There are other things that some of them want to do with me, but we're not doing that. And
well,
I don't like the show that much.
But
I'm not
tell
doing
them,
that much.
Tell them like, listen, or our big father Tim's coming in. Tell them that, to come in here first. You got to, before you go on a date, we got to interview some people.
Yeah, I'll try, but all I know how to do right now is swipe left, and then I accidentally super liked someone, and he's really been messaging me. So I need Diana's help with figuring out like how to use it. I don't know. Am I supposed to message people? Do I just like?
I think we upgrade. Didn't we upgrade you?
Yeah. So I only think I have like 2 weeks to figure it out.
Yeah,
I got 2 weeks of my subscription
so
left.
Please,
so I need to get on that.
There's already a little heart next to who's watching. So if you just write something in there so we can get Shannon on a date. I know there's like a ton of people that
I love that you're
go.
begging people, please go on her Tinder.
No, I'm begging for the fact that I know there's a lot of people there and you just like are trying to screen and push people away.
But I don't know, like I'm getting them in Alaska and stuff. So I don't know.
You fly them here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The show's going to pay for that.
You got the money?
We have a budget. It's not a big deal.
Fly them here. No, so they're no, but it has to be like, is there like a radius that you can put in?
I thought so. I don't know. I'll have Diana look at it because I really don't understand how to work in Tinder. And I'm afraid that like I'm going to make mistakes figuring it out and send the wrong message. And I don't want to do that.
So when you were in, Orlando, you didn't try out your Tinder?
No, I did not. I did talk about the show though that had me presenting on podcast and video, which I didn't know I was going to do ahead of time. So I'm glad that I'm quick on my feet. I think I may have told my boss that I would do it, but then I forgot about that. So
yeah.
So it was all new to me when I got there and I saw my name on the agenda and I thought, oh, I'm going to have to pull that together.
Well, good.
But I did.
So the weekend for me was a lot of coughs.
I didn't ask.
A little bit of
I don't care.
Well, I know you don't give a shit.
We were still talking about me.
A lot of but you got like we got to give you a limit to talk because you'll just
that's
talk.
True. What did you do?
Coughed a lot. I'm getting over a cold, so I'm doing all right.
You're pushing yourself.
But I feel good.
You're not as young as you used to be.
Yeah, I feel good.
You're taxing your system.
So it was a lot of like easy stuff.
Like jazzercise? What do you mean?
Yeah, watch a little Netflix. Watch a little.
What are you watching?
Right now, well, on Prime or I think it's Paramount. It's Yellowstone, and watching Dexter on Netflix.
I don't.
Or actually, it's on YouTube TV on Showtime.
I'm about to break down and pay for the new episodes of Yellowstone.
It's pretty good.
Season 4. I think
it's like $20.
Is it?
Yeah.
For the whole channel?
Yeah, for the Paramount channel on. I think it's on. Yeah, it's on Amazon.
Is it Amazon or does it bill the cable?
I think you can go on Amazon Prime and stream it.
Yellowstone?
You know, do that. Yeah.
No.
You can. You can. I'm telling you, you can.
The old episodes, but not the new
ones.
ones.
Yeah, no, the new ones are on. If you go to Amazon, you add a channel, Paramount, boom, it comes in.
Add a channel. That is so complicated. I've never even seen that before.
It's like $5. It's not much.
Before it was 20. Now it's 5.
Well, I think you can get the whole season then. Maybe you just download it the season, and then it'll start each as they go.
I have to be careful about downloading things because a lot of it is in Joe's name.
Yeah, but Joe knows how to do it.
I know, but I'll have a little smoke, and the next thing you know, we have Showtime, and he's like, "Why do we have Showtime? It's $15 a month."
Well, you use it for a little bit, then you just ditch it.
Yeah, that's what I told him. I said, "Oh, you can cancel."
It's like
that was an accident.
It's like your Tinder account. You know how that works.
Tinder. We can get together and watch Showtime.
Yeah, there you go.
3 days before it's
you and
canceled.
Your Tinder date. Yay! That sounds good.
And now, have you ever been on Tinder?
No, I've been married all my life. Kidding me? I've been single like a couple times. That was it.
So you're too old to have ever used a dating app? Is that what you're saying?
I've never used a dating app.
You know, a lot of married guys use dating apps.
Oh, really?
There are a lot of them on Tinder.
Ouch. Yeah. No, that'd be good. Not too good.
No. You never know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
I dated a guy for 3 months before I knew he was married.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Did you ever ask him?
No, he lived here. Like, he was here from New Jersey. He was here for 3 months. No wedding ring. Didn't have anybody ever call him, visit him. Didn't discuss it. And then I found out.
So you didn't. As inquisitive as you are, you didn't know that.
I don't ask a lot of questions of the men in my life.
Yeah, it's probably
I don't
a good thing.
Know.
It's probably a good thing.
I think they're much more attached to me than I am to them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I can believe that.
Not that I haven't enjoyed my time with them, but I'm not a romantic, and I don't think I'm built for being like in a relationship or being half of a couple. I don't do that sort of thing. Like when I
built for, what's that mean? Built for?
Just my brain is not wired that way. When I read these cards, like on Valentine's Day, and it's, "Oh, my love, you're everything, you're my breath, and I'm like, who are these weak women? This is awful. You should never give somebody that much control or power over you and your emotions. And I've never felt that way about anyone.
You got this like wall around you. Like
it's
not
like
a big wall. You like,
I
release
read
yourself.
I read this really
let
good
people
quote.
treat you nice.
A wall of light is an okay boundary. It's not like a wall of barbed wire.
It's not definitely.
That I don't get close to people.
It's a real high.
I just don't let the douchebags in anymore.
Yeah, if you could screen them out.
Yeah, which is basically most men that are my age or older. There's a reason they're alone.
Well, some choose to be. Some choose to be.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Only me. Only I can choose to be alone and have it normal. Everyone else is screwed up.
Yeah. What's wrong with you, Shannon? You're all right.
I've been burned. Yeah,
and you're just are you like that mad about it?
No, I just, you know what? I don't have a lot of energy, and what I do have goes into work and my creative projects. And so I really don't have any inclination to want to give my time and energy to another person right now. I've done that for a lot of years, and I'm done doing that for a while.
Yeah.
Maybe
forever. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Be good to see you though, running around town holding hands or something.
Holding hands. Yeah. I date men that are like in their 70s and 80s. They'll be pushing their wheelchair.
Well, that's with
their walker. They hold their hand. They'll throw out their balance.
Diaper, please.
I've wiped one of their asses.
Yeah, there you go.
He was in the hospital. Couldn't help it.
Yeah. No, sometimes that's nice. No, I know it's gonna happen to me. Like probably next week. Who knows?
I hope not.
Who knows?
I hope not when I'm around.
Yeah, no, you never know. So now we know there's, with all the fun, there was a serious,
so much stuff happening.
Serious tragedy out there that, and I'm not a big believer of the climate change, but something's fucking going on. I mean, there's no doubt.
In climate change?
I just think that over courses and periods of time that there has been ups and downs in the climate. But if you look at the time that we're actually on this earth. It's just a minute time. So it's probably a period that we're going through that
So it's
there is some,
cyclical.
yeah, it
You
could
don't
be.
believe that climate change is due to man.
Yeah, I don't think necessarily that if I go out my car and drive from here to my house, it's making a huge impact on whether or not
Because it's just you. It's not the billions of people.
no,
on the
but I just think
planet.
there's billions of people out there. But I think that for the most part, that whether or not you are going to be driving a SUV or a little car is going to be the difference of whether or not it's going to be hot in California or cold in Alaska.
Or like the meat industry, that it's all about the cow poop and the methane gas.
Yeah, maybe could be that.
There are a lot of theories. I don't know what's true and what's not.
I just think it's bigger than that. I just think that over periods of times you're going to have ebbs and flows, kind of like the stock market, right?
But can both be true?
I think maybe a combination. I'm
Can
not.
we be like in one of those major cycles that is of
There's
none
definitely
of our doing, but also maybe we have fucked up the planet.
There's definitely some shit going on, right? When it's like 65 in Boston and it's like,
yeah,
and there's these storms going through Tennessee, Arkansas,
Missouri,
Kentucky, Missouri. We've always had that track through there, but they said that the weather was like the perfect scenario for a bad tornado, which is exactly what happened.
420 miles long of an area affected.
Crazy.
420 miles. And I grew up in Tornado Alley, and you do not have the warning that you have for a hurricane.
Yeah.
Maybe you hear the sirens. Maybe you're not in your car, like, getting groceries or whatever. We did have a basement, but also if you're brought up in the alley like that, you stand out on your porch and you wait for it. And so I wonder how many people just didn't take it seriously. Also, even though we've seen the absolute devastation that can happen with these tornadoes, we would stand there and wait to see the funnel cloud before running down into the basement.
It's crazy. What would you rather be involved in or have? I mean, me personally, a tornado would, because you just don't have the time. I mean, a hurricane, at least you're like,
you'd
if
rather
you're watching
have a tornado?
No,
like
I'd rather definitely. I'd rather be in maybe I'm backwards, but I'd rather deal with a hurricane versus a tornado any day.
Yeah, a hurricane, you have time.
Yeah,
and when you live in a hurricane area, there are certain things you can do that will protect your house. In a tornado, you're just a sitting duck. It may not take your house, and it could take your neighbor's house, and your house will be absolutely fine. There's no rhyme or reason with the tornado.
Yeah, it didn't matter what shutter was up for these guys, and I feel so bad for them because I mean, like one minute you've got Christmas coming, everything's perfect. The next minute, the thing is.
And if
gone.
you live in a trailer, you're gone.
Yeah,
you have no shot at all. And they said possibly over 100 people have passed in Kentucky.
And I think it's probably going to be quite a bit higher than that.
Yeah, you think so?
Because looking at those houses, I'm like, there's no way you're going to live. Is it flattened?
I know.
And
it's just all rubble.
Yeah, you just feel so bad for those people, and the timing. Not that there's any good timing for that, but I mean, just like over the hall. But you know what really amazes me? These people come out and they're like, "Hey, I'm alive." They're trying to find the good side of it. So to me, that's amazing.
Well, the people that go and help, Mr. Rogers always said, whenever there's catastrophe or tough times or whatever, look for the helpers. And so some people get paid to do disaster relief.
Sure.
But some people do just, load up everything and try to help people.
Yeah. And what's amazing is that these people can do their best just to get up and continue to carry on. And that because of devastation, I've been in those. But I've always been over, like the worst one I've ever been was Hurricane Andrew, 1992, over at Homestead, Florida City. But I was able to drive home and my house was intact. So to get up every day knowing your house is flat and you've got to just restart over, and these folks don't have a whole lot of money. I mean, it's just not going to be easy for them.
Well, I have been in that position before from house fires where you've just lost everything. Three and a half. I forgot what episode that is of the SOB
podcast. Got to listen to that.
That's right. Got to reference that podcast. But it is, you don't have anything because you don't know what's coming. And so it's not like you can even throw things in the car or, grab your purse or your toothbrush you have nothing but the clothes on your back.
Diana, do we have any pictures of that at all? Or do we have anything? Oh my God.
That destruction.
Yeah. And I think they showed one where there was a candle factory, and I think that was
in Mayfield.
Yeah, Mayfield. I don't know if that's the one, but it's just amazing that it says confirmed 64 dead, but we know that there's going to be much more. But to show a visual like that, it's just incredible.
Well, and 30 different tornadoes. 30.
Wow.
That is insane.
Yeah. No, that's crazy.
So get yourself a Prius. Well, you did just get a Tesla, right?
I ordered it. I ordered it. Yes. So
you're doing your part.
Yeah, I'm doing my part. Then I'm trying to help out, I guess.
So how can you say that you don't believe in it and then have an electric car?
Well, I got that because I think the technology is really cool. Not really too much worried about.
I'm gonna look good.
Well, so it's funny because I bought that and then I bought a big SUV, Tahoe. So I mean, I guess
it's balanced.
It's a balance.
Kill the earth, renew the earth.
Yeah, exactly.
Great.
Who? I mean, I just think it's just one of those things where it's a. Hey, look I even got Brandon that says, "Take it easy on me." Take it easy on me.
Tim.
Yeah, Grandpa Tim. Brandon's got me out there. Brandon's got my back. He's one of
the.
Let me see. Here we go.
So
my mother jumps in there, which it's interesting. The bleak reminder that nature, you cannot mess with nature.
Yeah. Well, there's just no way out of it. No matter what it is, it's gonna come and get you.
Yeah. Nature is just it is so big and strong. I will tell you that when I first moved to Florida, I was really excited about hurricanes. Like I was like, oh, I can't wait. We get one.
You hear about the parties.
Yeah, you're like, hurricane party. We're gonna have a good time.
People act like it's not a big deal.
But the first time I saw Hurricane Andrew and the devastation, I'm like, I do not want to ever be in a situation. And we went through Irma, but that we kind of got so lucky on that one.
So I evacuated.
Yeah. Oh, did you?
Yeah. Well, we lived right on the beach, and so they were talking about 15 feet of a surge. Like the whole house would have been gone.
Yeah.
And so I think we would have been evacuated anyway, even if we would have stayed. But but people that ride out those storms, they say that if you stay and you listen to it, that's the worst part, that it's so loud and scary for so long and you're just sitting in the dark. They say that they will never ride out another hurricane again.
Freight train.
Yeah.
Freight train.
So you have heard like
I honestly have always been in places that were susceptible to it, but I've always had to ride them out here in for work.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never heard that real freight train sound.
That with Irma?
Not really. No. I mean, we were in a pretty sound building, but it was funny because I go to one of the other chiefs at the sheriff's office and I go, because we're watching the news and it says it's going to be 160, 150 winds. We got the eye coming.
The eye, right?
Right over Naples, Florida. And then I go, Chief, what is this building rated for? He goes, I think like 118, 119. I go, something's going to happen here. So we honestly, when we hunkered down and we kind of just sat and watched it, we never knew if the roof was going to blow off or, you just kind of like hope for the best. Because at that point, you can't go anywhere anyway. Plus, we're law enforcement, so we've got to be there. The most we ever saw, I saw about 4 feet of water in the back parking lot where I had to go from one space to the other, but we never really but the whole Naples Bay and Irma cleared out. The water cleared out. So you'd think that if it's clearing out that fast, it's going to come back.
Right.
And I think we just got really lucky.
I remember waiting for that to happen. And I was sitting in the home theater. And so I had it like on the big screen. And the guy was just tapping his finger literally right on my house. And he was like, this is going to be the worst area right here. 15 feet. We'll just sweep this away. And I was like, all right, what's my new life going to be in Missouri? Because that's gone. Florida is no more.
Yeah, it's true. It's like, I think the reality is like Florida is so close. I think we're 4 feet above sea level.
Mm-hmm. All that beachfront property.
It really would not take much of anything just to wipe Florida away.
Right.
That's why I need to buy a little boat. I think I need to buy a little boat.
You need to get a bigger boat if you want to escape some type of horrible natural disaster.
Yeah, terrible tornadoes. But anyway, so you got a little connection to our next little story, not little, a next tragedy, right? So we had that Michigan high school shooting suspect. And just a terrible thing at Oxford High School. Fill us in a little bit about that.
So Oxford High School in Michigan is where my friend Gavin, who did a lot of cannabis advocacy with me, his sister Mackenzie goes to that school. And so I have been watching as she's been cheerleading, and this is her senior year. And was really just in total disbelief when the news started to come out, because I thought that was their school, but I was like, no, like that can't, it can't be. And so she did know, a couple of I think three of the victims, and their whole family is shaken. So, here they are dealing with this boy, Gavin, who has been in hospice for 5 years, and they deal with his mitochondrial disease every day. Already a very taxed family. And, this girl is just trying to have a normal senior year and everything that goes with that. And now this is her memory of what happened. And so I have paid a lot of attention to this story, particularly what the parents did and didn't do, and also the staff. And now one of the families has hired Jeffrey Feiger, who is one of my favorite attorneys. I used to watch Court TV when he was on, and watch him litigate. And so I'm hoping that will keep the attention on the story, and that we do see some policy change. And, accountability sounds great, but I'm not looking to place blame. I want to make sure that this doesn't happen again. That should be our goal, right? Of what went wrong here. And so it wasn't just the parents breaking down. I truly think that school should not have allowed that student to stay. The parents were called in to discuss his behavior, and they were asked to remove him. And the parents said no. And I think it was only an hour later that he then came out of the restroom and started shooting people. So, if the school is saying you have been called in yet again for your son's behavior, and they're asking the parents to take the kid, I don't understand why, the parents were in charge of that. Also, there had been a rumor going around that there was going to be this shooting. So the kids were talking about it, and the school told them to stop talking about it because, it's drama, and, you don't want rumors and all of that. But it does kind of discourage the kids from going to authority and saying, hey, I heard this rumor, and I think, you need to look into it. It confuses the issue for them anyway, of see something, say something, but then they're like, well, don't say anything.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of things were handled incorrectly.
Yeah. And just to give people a little bit of comfort in the 239, where we kind of have our following. So I'm very close to that situation, because I used to oversee all the school deputies, and I've worked really close with Dr. Patton, our superintendent, and obviously the sheriff, and all the principals in the school. So we have just a little bit of an opposite approach of how that works.
What is the policy here?
So if we even get a little inkling, it could be at 8 o'clock at night, the night before, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning. If we get an inkling that somebody potentially is a threat to the school, whether it be a student, whether it be even a upset parent, any type of inkling that we have, we immediately stop everything we're doing, and we put it forefront. Now, I will tell you that if school system, we've kind of trained and worked with them so close, the school system tells us that there's a problem, we do the same thing. The gap could be is if the school people wanted to try to keep things contained themselves, that's where the problem is. But we've worked with Collier County Schools for so long, Collier County public and private schools for so long, that they bring that stuff to us immediately. And we try to just let them know, listen, if there's somebody that's a potential danger at your school, don't take it like it's a problem at your school only.
Right.
Look at it like, hey, you're letting somebody know. So what we do is we take immediate action. We go to the kid's house. We actually do not allow the kid to come back to school. Okay. We work with the parents. We get law enforcement involved. Obviously, we are law enforcement. We get the school involved. We get anybody that we need to get involved and put a stop to any potential problem that could arise. Give you an example. We had a student one time that got tipped off that he was going to bring a gun to school the next day. So we immediately went to his house, got in touch with his parents. We talked to his mother, and she said he does not have any weapon. Well, we had information of where the weapon might be. We actually located the weapon in between the dryer and the washer. It was in a towel between the two, and we found the weapon. And
How old was the kid?
The kid was a middle school to, I think, a potential middle school 9th grader. We actually had a kid on a bus one time, and this is, out there too, where he was bringing a knife to school, and the kid on the bus saw him with a knife, was able to call somebody, call a parent. By the time that bus got to school, we were able to intercept. And it wasn't just a normal knife, it was a meat cleaver. And we were able to, stop the kid. So we take every type of threat seriously. We drop what we're doing, and, we do thorough investigation to find out where the breakdown could have been.
Because those kids need help, whether they're going to truly shoot somebody or stab somebody or whatever. It is a huge cry for attention to bring a knife to school. And usually they're being bullied, or, they're being molested at home, or whatever is happening. So it's not just about stopping these kids from hurting other kids. You're stopping them from ruining their entire life, and you're getting them the help that they need. But these parents, oh my gosh, these were the most horrible people I've ever. Just disgusting the way that they handled the situation.
Yeah, and first off, I don't really know. We would never let it into the hands of the parents to decide whether the kids.
I don't understand why they were in charge.
And I don't know the whole dealings behind it.
This child,
but we have told parents that your kid will not come back to school until he gets cleared from a mental health professional, and we have strong, serious discussions before the kid will ever step foot on campus again. I don't know where that was put back on the parents of whether or not the kid was going to stay in school or go home, because that kid should have been either sent home, and then not sent home alone, sent home with an investigator to find out whether or not a weapon existed, which it did.
Right.
There's just a lot of things that fell down, and I don't know where that breakdown was. We're going to find out.
Right. If they had the policy or if they ignored the policy.
Yeah. And I, like I said, I'm very understanding of this whole situation, because I get the opportunity to teach throughout the state on just this type of stuff. Like, everything else stops when you've got a threat like this. You drop everything. It doesn't matter. I will tell you that back several years ago, but pre-Columbine, it was like, yeah, we'll talk to him tomorrow when we see him at school. you can't do that. You have to immediately address it right now.
Was it Columbine that changed that policy?
For our county, we've always been proactive on that. Sheriff Rambosk has even ramped it up to a higher level. So any type of in the administration, school administration as well, any type of threat or even inkling that there might be a threat, we jump on it immediately. But Columbine was kind of the impotence behind it, or the push behind it.
And that's when I don't know
if impotence is right.
I didn't want to call attention to that.
Impotence, no. It's the push, impetus behind it. Yes, bad word.
So these live shooter drills, they did not really exist before Columbine.
Right. So the live shooter drills,
or even after that, for a long time, right?
Yeah,
Am I wrong?
That kind of changed, because what happened was during Columbine, we waited and we set up a perimeter. I say we, law enforcement. That was the norm. So basically, you'd set up a perimeter and you'd wait. Well, a lot of damage can be done in a very short period of time.
Because it's not a typical hostage situation.
Right.
They're not going in and taking them to negotiate for something, which I imagine that would be like the normal protocol they were following, was hostage negotiation. Right. Yeah,
that's what they knew.
Right.
Now it's body count. Right. Yeah. So they're going into a cafeteria and they're trying to kill as many people as they can.
Right.
Klebold and Harris in that case, and Columbine. So it's a matter of active shooter. When law enforcement responds, you might be the only deputy there, but guess what you're doing? You're going in to eliminate the threat.
Yeah.
And whatever that means, you've got to do it. Take out the threat. And you might, as a law enforcement officer, I tell our people that we work with, is like, you might be the person that gets eliminated, but you're going to go in and you're going to at least allow for, once you make that confrontation, for other people around you to get out of the building before.
So we really do think of the resource officer at the school, or at least I do, as kind of a cushy job and more of a safe job, right? In law enforcement. But looking at it now, it's not, because there is always that threat of, like you said, even if you're not going to be able to stop them, you're going to be able to be the distraction. You're going to die.
Yeah.
But you're going to be the distraction to save lives, that you're going to let people run. What an awful position to take on. Do you have that conversation with resource officers like that bluntly?
Yeah. So what we do now in Collier County, and without giving away the whole thing, but for the most part, state law has required a law enforcement presence on all school campuses, state
Mhm.
law. As long as the campus is open, law enforcement presence will be on campus. So
Is
what
that in all states or
right
most
now
of
it's in
them?
Florida. Right now
Mhm.
it's in Florida. That was brought in, through Marjorie Stoneman Douglas Act.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
that was brought in here. So
So that's fairly new.
fairly new. So what happens is the law enforcement programs, most of the SRO programs do not have. We have 64 schools in Collier County, maybe a few more, a little less, that require this type of coverage,
Mhm.
all day. So that's a lot of deputies. So we have to actually bring in other guys and gals that work on the road, or maybe they were investigators, and they're going to come in and work a school because we got to fill. But prior to them going into that school, I used to personally do the training, and we'd tell them, ladies and gentlemen, you are getting a little extra money, but your primary goal is to keep these students safe.
Mhm.
And it might require you to go above and beyond to eliminate that threat. It might be you putting yourself on the line to
Mhm.
save students. If you get a shooting in the cafeteria, your job is to go immediately to the cafeteria. And like you said, to throw up some sort of distraction,
Yeah.
some sort of fodder, but you're not going to sit there and wait, especially when you
See
hear
that?
gunshots.
I can see doing that for my kid, and I have done that for my kid actually. But I don't know if that would be in my character. I mean, can you train that into someone to be that way?
Well, we found out in
Run toward fire?
Yeah, we found out in Broward County that not everybody's geared up for it.
Wow.
Broward County, the deputy waited.
He did not go
Yeah,
in.
he waited. So when you sign up for law enforcement, in particular working the schools. Now, I will say there's some good things about working the schools because your schedule's pretty good, right? Monday through Friday, weekends off,
Right.
holidays, things like that. But you're right, it's not what it used to be. It's like, okay, you're going to be the first line of defense or
Right.
offense
Right.
in a active shooter situation. So it's definitely a different perspective.
Right.
But I think where we fell down, or where I think people fell down in this one, is there's a lot of people, school administrators, parents, obviously, kids, and I don't know where law enforcement, where they did not get the message that this was as critical and as serious as it was in this situation in
Well,
Michigan.
and it'll be interesting to see if law enforcement was ever involved, or did the students not report to law enforcement and only the school administrators, and the school did try to keep it internal. Like you said, it's a lot of liability there.
Yeah.
100 million fighters going after.
Yeah, from my understanding, law enforcement community is upset because they didn't get the word
Yeah.
of what was all going on. And I will tell you that there are some school administrators that want to keep things that are happening on their campus quiet because they feel it's a reflection
Mhm.
on them. However, it's not, right? Let people know about it, because it's not a reflection on you. It's surely going to be a reflection if you don't let somebody know about it, right?
Right.
So just let your police officials or school administrators, let people know what's going on and how can we be here to help you. So from my understanding, that the law enforcement community there is pretty uptight about how that whole thing transpired.
I'll have to ask. I
Yeah,
know that my friends are close to law enforcement, and to see how this community has come together in the positive. Somebody rang the doorbell of my friend's house, and when Mackenzie went and opened the door, there was nobody there, but there was a little note that apparently a neighbor girl had colored, and it said, Oxford Strong, and she just did a little drawing for her. So like everybody is pulling together the best that they can. But how really do kids ever go into that building again?
Yeah, no, I know.
How do you have a high school reunion 10 years from now? This is part of their lives in such a horrible, permanent way.
Yeah.
And this kid was 15 years old, and his brain is able to function this way.
Yeah. And his parents bought the gun like 3 or 4
Pieces of
days.
shit. They bought it for him.
Yeah,
for
him
Christmas.
for Christmas,
Yeah.
And that doesn't go that, I mean, that happens a lot. We
parents buy a handgun for their child.
I had a situation at one of our local schools here that the kid was pushed from one school to another, and his parents were divorced. In a way that the father would basically ingratiate himself with his son was to go out and buy him
Guns.
So that was kind of his way to bond with them, right? So we got a tip that he was upset. He was off his medication, got in a fight with his girlfriend. We ended up going to this kid's house, and we actually took 4 or 5 guns, ammo, all kinds of weapons, and we actually were able to get it prior to him, doing something terrible.
Terrible parenting. And I'm pro gun, pro hunting, pro responsible gun ownership. Much more than I'm sure my Democratic cousin would like. But these parents are awful people, just like the parents with the producer from CNN that got busted with the child pornography. And he had these mothers offering up those children. That was the most disturbing part of that story was, yes, he was enticing them to do things and cross state lines and all of that, doing it through the mothers, having the mothers molest the children as well. Just people that are able to reproduce now.
But who would go along with that?
Go out and
let's go to a cabin in the middle of, I think they took them Vermont or whatever, and they were trying to groom them for, future life of being subservient.
Some people have children for that purpose, or they're so screwed up that that enters their head as an option.
I really think we need to lighten this up a little bit. Please. What do you guys think? We need to one of the most discerning things and problematic things that I have found lately is the Publix are getting rid of the scales at Publix. They're not necessarily getting rid of them. They're going to phase them out as they break.
Because it's counterproductive for people to know how fat they are. I mean, let's just tell the truth. They want to sell more food. They want to sell more processed shit. And they're like, these people are getting really fat and we got to take these scales out.
But from my understanding, and Publix could probably create their own company that sells scales, or makes the scales. But from my understanding, the company that creates those scales is no longer going to be in business. But I think it's probably bullshit, right? You call bullshit on it. Find another scale company.
Yeah, there's nobody else making a scale. Yeah.
And like I said, Publix, if they wanted a scale, they're going to find a scale.
And people are so fat now. Just get a cattle scale or whatever the hell it is. Get one from the vet. Pull one of those things in so that you can just stand on it. Do you ever do that with your dog at the vet? You stand on it with them?
Yeah, a little bit. But know what I used to do to my dad? It was so funny. I'd go every time he'd be on the scale, I'd go up and he'd be like sitting there and he'd be like, and I'd put my toe on it. And it would jump up to like 260, and he really weighs like 160, and he was going down towards the end. But once I put my toe on it, he'd be like looking around, and finally I'd be like, "What are you talking about? I didn't do nothing." So, but I mean, I've done that to people I didn't even know, kind of as a funny thing.
At Publix?
Yeah, it's always a fun thing. But that's
have you ever weighed yourself on one of those?
Oh, of course I have.
Really?
Yeah, of course I have.
Not, but I think it's different for women.
But they're pretty damn accurate. I like to say that they're not, but I'm going in about 220 right now. I'm like a fat boy.
But they have the blood pressure cuff over by the pharmacy.
That's always fun
so
too.
Shouldn't they have the scale over there too?
Well, I think I just hate to see them get rid of it.
Or maybe like in the diet section.
Yeah, it's awesome. I think I love the scale. I think it's like one of the reasons why I go to Publix.
Maybe you could start a petition.
Yeah, I think petition the Publix.
You could save that company. You could make that your new project.
That would be good. What do I need to keep this company going?
But what even started the scale?
Well, you notice though, they're all the same. They're nice olive green, Publix color and everything.
Why? Why was that a thing? Well, people are going to come to the grocery store and they're going to want to know what they weigh because no one has a scale at home.
It's probably started out with one of their first stores, and behoove us not to question Publix marketing because they're done pretty good, right?
Well, I think it would be a lot more fun if they have one of those carnival people next to the scale and they were like,
that would be fun,
right? Like, I'm going to guess your weight, like within 10 pounds, over or under. And if I guess it, then you have to pay double for your groceries. But, if I don't guess it, then you win these apples.
That's a good idea. We could do the 239 at the Publix scale.
I'm sure that'd be so popular. Guessing people's weight.
Guessing people. Yeah. Ma'am, come on up here.
You will get throat punched so fast.
Ma'am, come here. Hey.
What are you?
Hey.
290.
Hey, Chubby. What are you?
Yeah, especially because I'm skinny, and that pisses them off. I don't try. It's nothing that I do. I don't work out. I love dessert and hamburgers and everything else, and that just pisses off other women.
Hey, Chubby, step up.
Me guessing their weight. That's got to be your job.
That'd be me. That'd be me. I'll do it. I'll go out there and be like, hey, let's get your weight.
Well, you have that microphone, that on the town microphone,
Mr. Microphone
that you took back from me.
No, it's here. It's yours. It's there to use. You just don't choose to use it.
I don't know how any of this technology works.
Well, we're working on it.
But I could be on the street.
So whoever wants to bring those scales back, make sure you put your name in here. So we'll see if we can do a petition and say, come on, Publix, we need your scales. They said they're not getting rid of them. They're just phasing them out. So if they break, so probably your new stores aren't going to have them.
Because nobody can make replacement parts for these scales.
Well, probably if you're running Publix, it's probably like your least of your concern, unless we make a big deal of it.
We'll probably see them like in the produce section. People will just be putting their oranges on there.
Yeah, exactly. Or sitting your ass in one of those produce scales. Huh? How about that?
That's right. People are going to start doing that.
It's going to be scary. It's going to be scary. Scary.
Like maybe straddling 3 or 4 so that they fit.
How do I get in here? How do I get in here? All right. Well, anyway, is there anything else good going on that you want to talk about, or are you just happy to be ready for the holidays? What's up for the holidays? We got like a couple minutes left.
Well, I'm doing my Dirty Santa party. Have you ever been to a Dirty Santa?
No, I'm looking forward to it though.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Because you didn't give me a convincing, we're coming.
Well, you that's what you do to me all the time. I'm just trying to give you a little taste of your own medicine.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'm going to circle the parking lot 3 times and
fucking
leave. I didn't see one.
I was there. I walked in and I walked out.
Bullshit.
I'm an introvert.
I didn't want to look in the other room because I felt a little bit too damn lazy.
Well, I was tired. It was like 7:45 and I can't be out late. Did you go to the QBE shootout?
I did. I went to shootout. It was awesome. It was beautiful.
I have no interest in golf
but
I'm happy for you.
The weather was nice. I didn't go to I had a chance to go to the concert, but I wasn't up for that.
Everybody was at that concert.
That was a beautiful, beautiful night. Cole Swindell and Thomas Rhett. Woo!
Are those country people?
They're good, big country boys.
I have no idea.
And they can sing. They're good.
I'm a rocker. I don't know.
I listen to everything. I listen
to it, but I don't know who it is.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes.
Even like the old stuff, unless it's Willie Nelson or, Waylon Jennings.
Yeah.
Somebody like that.
Good guys.
Loretta Lynn.
Woohoo.
I like the old ones.
Well, we better rock and roll and get this done. Friday, we'll be back on at some point in the day. Yeah, if you can make it. And then we have a podcast that we probably, maybe we're going to talk a little bit about, why it's important to get maybe some warranties. But I think we probably need to touch out a little bit more on this school shooting thing. Let's do that.
All right.
Yeah, let's do that. Then we'll do the home warranty.
I'll be here whenever you let me.
Yeah. Well, I enjoy
I'll just work at night.
Shannon's just a real fun time to.
I'm like a ball of sunshine.
Yeah, ball of sunshine. Yeah, it's good.
I don't like that I have to tell you what to say. You're like, a ball of sunshine. You don't look like you're convinced.
You are. Do we not have fun? We do this?
I have fun.
I don't know. We probably get out to thousands.
I'm on a lot of medication.
Thousands of viewers. We got thousands of viewers. It's up. And
none of them are on my Tinder though.
Yeah, we got to get Shannon a date. Jeez. God, Shannon.
But you have to come too.
I'll go there. Yeah, that'd be fun. We got whoever wants to date Shannon. Just make sure you send me DM me. We'll make it happen on Tinder though, at least. Shannon, guess what? 239. That's censored. Everything Southwest Florida and beyond, and we are.
I jumped the gun.
Oh, no, you did good.
Oh, you did the exploding.
I get trouble. Woo!
You did it right today.